How do you get to work?
I take the subway every day. I take 2 trains. I live in Brooklyn. I take a train from Brooklyn to Washington Square, and then I switch to a train that takes me to Midtown Manhattan.
How long does it take?
It takes about 30 to 40 minutes.
What do you think is the best way to get around New York City?
I think subways are an excellent way to get around New York. They serve all 5 boroughs, and they're open 24 hours a day, so they're very convenient and they don't get stuck in traffic.
Do you think women are better than men with young children, or do you think that's just a stereotype?
I think women are, they're more natural with young children. They have a natural ability with them. They're better at sort of knowing what they need and perhaps knowing if they need hugs or food or things like that. And perhaps their manner is better with young children. I think men can do it, but perhaps it takes a bit more practice.
Some new research says that men talk just as much as women. Do you think that's true?
Definitely think that's true. I would say that I know men who talk more than women talk. Especially in my family, it's the men who do most of the talking, especially repeating the same story time and time again.
Do you think men and women talk about different things?
Yes, I think they do talk about different things. I think they have different interests, and so they will try and control the conversation to topics that interest them rather than everyone else.
Is there anything you've tried to learn but failed?
I've always wanted to learn to paint very well, but I have never been very good at it, so it's not my thing.
Have you stopped trying?
I still paint for fun, but I'm not very good, so I just do it for leisure activity.
Is there anything that people do with their phones that really annoys you?
Yeah, lots of things, but what really gets to me is when people are interacting with you but they're looking at the phone at the same time, or when you're having dinner, if they keep checking their phone, that bothers me.
Have you ever helped a stranger or been helped by a stranger?
Yes, one time I saw somebody have their phone stolen, and I ran after the guy and retrieved the cell phone.
Do you think we rely too much on technology?
Yes.
Why?
Because technology often breaks, and then you don't have the skills that you need to deal with the situation.
Are there any gadgets you just couldn't live without?
I couldn't live without my hairdryer.
Do you like detective or mystery novels or TV series?
I do, yes.
Do you have a favorite author or detective?
I do like Raymond Chandler and the Philip Marlowe character.
Do you usually guess who the murderer is?
I don't, but I don't usually try to. I think I quite like just to wait and find out what happens.
Do you have a favorite designer?
I think my favourite designer is Alexander McQueen, who's a clothing designer, though it's too expensive so I can't buy any of the clothes, but I like looking at pictures of them.
Why do you like his clothes?
Because they are very, very unusual and they use lots of very interesting materials, and they're different designs. They're not just using designs from the past.
Do you think you are generally a lucky person?
Yes, I suppose I think I possibly am a lucky person. I certainly wouldn't count myself as unlucky, but I haven't won the lottery yet, but I'm enjoying life, and I think that's possibly as lucky as you can hope to be.
Can you think of a time when you've been really lucky?
Yes, I was very lucky when I was on holiday in Australia, and I was due to catch my flight back to England, but I turned up a day late and I'd missed it. But luckily there was one spare space on the plane leaving that day, and they were able to put me on it.
Do you think children learn better in mixed schools or single-sex schools?
I think they learn better in mixed schools.
Why?
Because the real world is mixed, so they learn how to interact with all kinds of people.
Do you prefer buying in stores or online?
I think I prefer online. I tend to be a little bit introverted that way, I suppose. If I can buy something online, then I can look at all these other things I could buy online, and it normally has a larger variety of wares available than at any specific store.
Have you ever sold anything online?
Yes, I have sold on eBay.
What was it?
I sold a couple of things. I sold a computer scanner and a camera. Yeah.
Did you get what you wanted for it?
Yes, I think so. I set what I thought was a fairly realistic price for them, and I got what I expected.
If you could change one thing about your apartment, what would it be?
Right now we don't have any artwork up on the walls, so I would definitely want to get some more pictures or maybe a couple of paintings to put up.
Why would you change it?
The walls are just really bare, so it doesn't feel very inviting when people come over. It just looks very, very plain.
What's more important to you about a job? Having a good salary or doing something you really enjoy?
Definitely doing something I really enjoy.
Why?
Doing the course I study at university, I could become a banker, but I don't want to because I don't think I'd enjoy that, even though I'd earn lots of money. So I want to do something I enjoy. Yeah.
Do you prefer playing sports or watching them?
I prefer playing sports rather than watching them.
What sports do you play?
I play soccer, basketball, lacrosse, volleyball, frisbee, golf, anything really.
What sports do you like watching the most?
I prefer playing sports to watching it, but if I am watching sports, I like soccer or women's volleyball.
Why?
They're very interesting team sports.
Do you know anyone who has gone out with someone they met on the internet?
Yes, I do. I know of a couple of people.
How did it work out?
One person, an old friend of mine, it didn't work out that well because the person, I think, looked better on the internet than they did in real life. And the second person, I think, they went on and got married, so I think it can work well.
Have you ever cheated on an exam?
Yes, many.
How did you cheat?
Oh, I've used all different types of techniques. Sometimes I've written things on my palm. Other times I've just put a book on my lap. Sometimes I've put answers on my cell phone. But it was only for subjects that I really didn't like, and I knew that would never have anything to do with my career, so I didn't feel bad about cheating on a math test.
Were you caught?
I don't think I've ever been caught, no. I'm really good at it.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
My favourite film is Dirty Dancing.
How many times have you seen it?
Probably about 25.
Why do you like it so much?
Because it has romance, it has dancing, which I like, and it has nice, good-looking men.
Do you have a profile picture?
I do, yes.
What is it?
It's a photo of me and my 4 siblings at my sister's wedding a few weeks ago making silly faces.
Why did you choose it?
I chose it because I think it really captures the sense of fun my siblings and I have together and the way we like to be silly and goof off.
What do you like eating when you're feeling a little down?
Brownies. I love brownies. Chocolate brownies. My sister would always make these brownies and she would let me eat them, and they sent some to me a little while ago and they were just fantastic.
Does it make you feel better?
Oh, absolutely. They're great. Sometimes I give them to other people who aren't feeling so good and they feel better too.
How often do you eat out?
Lately I've been eating out a lot, but I try not to eat out to save money.
What kind of places do you go to?
I like any kind of Asian food, and steak is good, but it's kind of expensive.
Why do you like these kinds of restaurants?
I like them because they're different. I like to cook, and the food is different from the things that I know how to make.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have one younger brother, and he's 16 years old.
How well do you get along with him?
Ooh, sometimes I get along better with him, depending on how much time we spend together.
Are you a spender or a saver?
I'm a very big spender.
Can you give examples?
Bags. I have a weakness for bags. I love designer bags, and when I see something in the shop which is on sale and it's half price and reduced, all my savings for the last 3 months would go on that item. So bags is a weakness. Bags, bags, bags.
Have you ever taken part in a charity event?
I have been a captain at the Relay for Life event in my home state in Kentucky in America, and we raise money for cancer patients.
How much money did you raise?
I have raised $15,000 in total.